Hi everyone, this is Arcadius and welcome back to Naval. Today we will be reviewing the first layout, however this time we will be using the alternate bombers. So this time we still have the 2 squadrons of fighters, 1 squadron of torpedo bombers, and 2 squadrons of dive bombers. However, we now have the torpedoes that do more damage, however are slower, and we also have the dive bombers that do more damage but have less of a fire chance. So with that, let's toss into a game and see how we can do with this layout. Alright, here ourselves a game. 1 carrier, 2 battleships, quite a few cruisers, and only a few destroyers. But it does look like there is some pretty heavy AA on this game. The battleships have pretty decent AA. We have Neptunes, Clevelands, and Prince Eugens, all which have strong AA. And Le Fantasque, which can, however the ranges are kind of short. But those cruisers are definitely going to be doing a full number on my aircraft. So we'll have to see how we can do with that. We still have 20 spare fighters, 12 spare torpedo bombers, and 22 spare dive bombers. I believe that is the same as yesterday, so there's no change there, which I wouldn't really expect there to be anyway. And the ship is still the same, besides the added health buffs and speed buffs I do have applied. And let's get our aircraft in the air. So what do we already have sighted? That's not what I need. We already have, I believe that's going to be, the Vanguard and the Prince Eugen. There's a Neptune. So this game we will definitely have to keep our fighters as a fighter bait for our strike aircraft. There's no way my strike aircraft will be able to go through all the strong AA and survive. Alright, so we have the Wichita, there's another Neptune, there's a Benson. I don't really fancy my chances of actually hitting her with any kind of armament though. So I kind of want to go after that Wichita, but she's surrounded by Neptunes and other strong ships. So the Kagero, actually no, that's probably the Le Fantasque over here. So let's bring our aircraft over here. You know what? Let's try with the torpedo bombers. If we miss, we miss. Well, at least we have a half chance of doing some serious damage on this destroyer if we do hit. That's if she doesn't completely turn all the way around. Though she did, so that was a wasted shot. Oh well. Maybe let's try with the dive bombers then? Oh, we're actually losing a few aircraft. That's surprising. Alright, yeah, I'm not going to try that. We're going to try go after this Wichita here. I think we would have a better chance of attacking the Wichita than this Benson. Alright, so let's bring in our dive bombers. As I'm trying them to strike where I want them to. Alright, that should be somewhat okay. That's probably going to be a miss. Yeah, alright, so we're having terrible luck with our strikes so far. That's fine, we still have an entire game to go. It looks like we're losing quite a few fighters. We might lose all of them, actually. All these targets are all grouped together, which means that it's going to be extremely difficult for me to get any kind of strike through. It looks like some of them are weakening up, so I think we're going to go after those battleships next. I do have to wait, however, for my fighters to reload. Alright, yeah, so we're definitely going to go after these battleships now that all the cruisers have been destroyed. We have done absolutely nothing this game. You know what, let's just bring our torpedo bombers out. We can wait for our fighters for the dive bombers. Alright, so let's bring these torpedo bombers in for the Gascogna. Whether we have slow torpedoes or not doesn't really matter if the target's not moving. We'll see how that works out. That looks pretty decent. We're finally able to get some damage on this ship. Actually, that was quite a bit of damage. So if you're able to land all of your torpedo hits, that will certainly do quite a bit of work on the enemy ship. Alright, now that we have our next wave of strike aircraft ready, let's go in for a dive bomb. That looks pretty decent. Kind of. Well, no it doesn't. But still 2 bomb hits and a fire. Practically no damage though. Which is quite surprising. So I am losing quite a few fighters. But we were able to take down that group, and maybe we'll even be able to take down some of these dive bombers too. I do see the destroyer that I'm heading for pretty much. Let's actually start going that way. Maybe we can get our secondaries to bear. Alright, let's keep our squadron of torpedo bombers and fighters together. Alright, let's bring our torpedo bombers for the next strike. Secondary's got a kill. See, how is this Vanguard doing? Oh, you're pretty much still full health. So let's see, do I go for the Vanguard for more damage, or do I go for the Gascogna to finish her off? I think I'm gonna go for the Gascogna just to make sure. Because I need to do at least something in this game. And of course she gets destroyed. Alright, so that was a waste of my time. Well, we would have had a good strike if she survived long enough. And let's see. We're going to take out a couple more of these fighters. And then our dive bomber should be coming up close as well. Let's see if we can knock down some more aircraft. Hopefully these fighters will go down quick, that way I can intercept these torpedo bombers. Well, the strike got off still. Let's knock down a few more. Alright, bring our torpedo bombers out. We're going to bring them out for this carrier. And then dive bombers ready for this Vanguard. Alright, so that looks to be a pretty decent target there. Ooh, 16,000 damage and 2 fires. I will take that. Alright, so our fighters don't have much left in them, or at least Squad 2 doesn't. But we can still use them to intercept aircraft. Alright, so I don't think the carrier has any fighters left, since we knocked down quite a few of them. Which is fine with me. Alright, next. Though there's still so many more strike aircraft that we can't even knock them down quick enough. So let's see how that works for torpedoes. That doesn't look terrible, though I still think I didn't give enough lead, considering they're still pretty slow. But I think we're going to get a couple hits. Maybe one? Okay, I'll take one. Yeah, I'm not used to the slower torpedoes still, so I do apologize for that. Yeah, we took down as many strike aircraft as we could, but we're still not able to get enough. It looks like she's just rotating them all one at a time, and that's actually a pretty deadly combo. So let's get our fighters back out too. Alright, our dive bombers are heading out. It looks like the Vanguard did go down. And now the Implacable is sighted by other ships, or at least being shot at by other ships, so that should definitely help us as well. She's not burning though. Alright, so let's see what we can do against her now. There's one attack. There's the next attack. Quite a bit of damage by those dive bombs. So again, we're seeing that the armor deck isn't really doing her much help at this time. She's still taking quite a bit of damage. I do believe she has a fire as well. It's hard to tell, actually. Regardless, she will be going down. Actually, yeah, she did have a fire, and she did sink. Alright, so let's see how we did. Wasn't the best of games, honestly. But we at least were able to do some damage. So we had 109,000 damage, 2 ships sunk, 6 torpedo hits, 18 bomb hits, 28 aircraft shot down, 3 fires, 1 flooding, 1 capped base, 1 defended cap, and 5 secondary hits for 4,300 base XP, 34,000 damage in fires and floodings, 1,200 in secondary hits, which actually gave us a kill on that Kagero. Torpedoes did 42,000 damage, and bombs did 30,000 damage. So if you can actually land your torpedoes, not like me, I'm sure you could get a lot higher damage numbers. However, that wasn't the case in this game. And then your dive bombers, they can do quite a bit of, or they have the potential, I should say, of doing quite a bit of just straight out damage like we saw in that Vanguard. But I really like the fact that you have the fire chance with the other bombs. Those fires are really what make a difference. So tomorrow we'll be returning to the setup that I like, honestly. And we will also be using the second aircraft layout, which has 2 fighter squadrons, 2 torpedo bombers, and 1 dive bomber squadron. So thank you for watching, and take care.